Have you ever crossed a bridge in a bustling city and felt like you suddenly stepped into a completely different country? That is exactly what happens when you cross the bridge into Thao Dien in Saigon. But we are not just talking about it as a wealthy residential enclave today. There is a fascinating shift happening. It has turned into this massive buzzing incubator for new businesses. Many of them started by foreigners who initially came just to visit or work corporate jobs.
It is an incredible transformation. If you walk down the main streets there, you see French bakers checking croissants, Italian owners mixing cocktails, and Japanese designers working in boutique fashion shops. They are not just living there anymore, they are building the local economy. The sheer variety of food, lifestyle, and creative spaces is staggering. It makes you wonder what exactly drew them to set up shop in this specific pocket of Saigon.
Exactly, because starting a business in a foreign country is no walk in the park. The administrative hurdles, the language barrier, the market differences, it is a massive risk. Yet, we see this explosion of cafes, sustainable fashion boutiques, and wellness studios. Why Thao Dien? Is it just because there are already foreigners living there, or is there something deeper in the actual fabric of the neighborhood?
It is a mix of both, but the community factor is definitely the foundation. When you move to a new country, you naturally look for a sense of familiarity. Over the years, Thao Dien built up a high density of international schools, diplomatic residences, and expat housing. So, when a foreign entrepreneur decides to open a business there, they already have an intimate understanding of their initial target market because they are literally serving their neighbors. They know exactly what kind of bread, coffee, or clothing the community misses from home.
That makes sense. It lowers the initial barrier to entry because you are catering to a demographic you already understand. But it cannot just be about serving expats. A business cannot survive long-term on a small expat bubble alone, especially with rising costs. There has to be a broader appeal.
The key to growth is the cross-cultural connection. It's no longer just expats trading among themselves. Young, affluent Vietnamese millennials and Gen Z in Ho Chi Minh City, especially in Thao Dien, seek unique experiences, high-quality international standards, and stylish spaces offered by foreign-owned businesses.
It is almost like a lifestyle playground, and the physical environment of the area seems to play a huge role in that. When you think of District 1, it is all high-rises, heavy traffic, and intense urban energy. Thao Dien feels completely different.
It really does. It has this unique urban village vibe. You have narrow, winding streets, lush greenery, villas converted into cafes, and sections right along the river. It feels almost like a resort town tucked inside a megacity. That spatial structure allows business owners to create experiential concepts. You do not just go there to buy a product. You go to spend the afternoon, sit in a garden, and soak in the atmosphere. It is an escape.
So, it is the physical layout combined with a highly receptive, diverse audience. But let us look at the actual businesses themselves. The diversity is wild. You have Mediterranean restaurants next to Bali-style vegan cafes and London-style pubs down the street. In fashion, there is a clear trend towards sustainability and natural fabrics rather than fast fashion. Why do you think these specific niches thrive so well there?
Thao Dien is a hub for culinary and lifestyle innovation, supported by an open-minded, affluent consumer base. Entrepreneurs can test unique ideas like niche pottery, sourdough bakeries, or organic linen boutiques as the community values originality and quality, making creativity financially viable.
But surely it is not all smooth sailing. The popularity of the area must have a downside. With so many businesses opening, the competition must be fierce, not to mention the real estate market.
Absolutely. The commercial rent in Thao Dien has skyrocketed in recent years. In some prime spots, the prices are comparable to the absolute center of District 1. That puts immense pressure on these small, independent businesses. If you do not have solid cash flow, tight management, and a clear understanding of local business regulations, you will not last long. We see a lot of places open with great fanfare and close down just a few months later.
It sounds like the margin for error has shrunk significantly. You cannot just rely on a cool concept or a pretty aesthetic anymore. You have to run a tight ship.
Yes, The days of just opening a hobby cafe are largely gone. You need to understand the local labor market, supply chains, and tax laws. And because the competition is so intense, the standard of service and quality has to remain incredibly high. But in a way, this pressure is what keeps the neighborhood dynamic. It forces continuous innovation.
It is a double-edged sword. It drives out the weaker concepts but elevates the overall quality of the area. It makes me wonder about the broader impact on Saigon as a whole. Thao Dien is transforming from a quiet residential suburb into a major economic and cultural hub. What does this tell us about the city's future?
Saigon is becoming a true global city, welcoming international talent and ideas. Foreign entrepreneurs can easily integrate, work with locals, and build successful brands, reflecting the city's openness and multicultural spirit.
It really is. It is this fascinating blend of local Vietnamese energy and global hospitality standards. It creates this unique synergy where both sides learn from each other. Local businesses adopt international standards, and foreign business owners adapt to local tastes and customs.
Exactly, and that adaptation is crucial. The most successful foreign entrepreneurs are the ones who do not just try to copy-paste a concept from Europe or North America. They integrate local ingredients, hire and train local talent, and respect the cultural context. It is a two-way street.
It makes you think about how neighborhoods evolve. What started as a quiet green area by the river became an expat enclave and has now evolved into this creative, entrepreneurial melting pot. It is constantly reinventing itself.
And that is the beauty of it. It keeps people coming back. Even if you do not live there, it is a place you visit to see what is new, what trends are emerging, and to experience a different pace of life.
Well, it certainly gives us a lot to think about the next time we cross that bridge. It is not just about the trendy cafes or the nice views. It is about the stories of the people behind these businesses who took a leap of faith to build something unique here.
Definitely. It is a testament to the entrepreneurial spirit, regardless of where you come from. If you have a good idea, passion, and the willingness to adapt, Saigon offers a canvas to paint it on.
That seems like a perfect place to wrap up today's conversation. The next time you find yourself wandering through those leafy streets, take a moment to look past the storefronts and appreciate the incredible cross-cultural collaboration that makes the neighborhood what it is today. Thank you for sharing these insights.
It was a pleasure. There is always something new to discover there, and I am excited to see how it continues to evolve.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We hope this gives you a fresh perspective on a familiar place. Have a great week, and we will see you in the next episode.